Now that we know my middle name. Hello and welcome to week 3 of FTVE 17/18/43. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff today and we'll do some practical editing. It should be great. I want to start the same way I start every class. Did anybody see anything good, worth sharing? You want to talk about something? Our Super Bowl does count. Phil, what did you think of the Super Bowl? First half was boring. You're indifferent about Bad Bunny? Oh, really? I thought it was dope, to be honest. I thought I didn't, I don't speak Spanish, but Ricky Martin. Yeah, I thought it was great. I like Bad Bunny, of course. Bad Bunny is one of my favorite celebrities who have professional wrestled as well. Yeah, Bad Bunny has entered the Royal Rumble, and I've seen Bad Bunny jump off the top rope into the outside of the ring. He's actually what I would tell you right now. Bad Bunny used to be the number one celebrity who did professional wrestling. Unfortunately, he was surpassed by someone who's better than him and more daring. And I hate to say it, but you know who the celebrity now turned professional wrestler is? All you, yeah, you're Logan Paul. Logan Paul. We're talking about professional wrestling right now. I didn't say boxing. Thanks, Jason. Hey, wait, is that going that one? If it can go on the lower one, just slide it on. Well, if it doesn't, we'll put it on the other one. Okay, anybody? Okay, Super Bowl. I watched the first half and I took my dog for a walk and then saw the final. But I liked Green Day. I liked Bad Bunny. I thought it was kind of a boring first half. It's literally the second football game I watched all year. God damn. Yeah, go for it. Okay. I got a busy life.
No, I just think I just think it looks fun.
Try to find my little adapter. Dude, Dad, let's sit up. Hey, Angel.
Mind you, Eric, I'm doing this.
How'd your shoot go, Jason?
Going good. There's like
Oh, you gotta love that. How many cameras?
it was 3.
So you guys had a camera in Geronimo's office?
Yes.
Cool. He told me he absolutely did not have one. So, oh, good to know.
Liar.
Good to know. Lying to me. Where's my adapter? Oh no.
Which one?
I said Logan Paul he's the dead body guy in Japan. He's illegal in Japan. I'm looking. He's banned. He's no, but he is banned from Japan.
KOA.
He cannot.
The KOS. Kill on site.
I don't know if that's true,
What
but
are you looking for?
I'm looking for an adapter that I plug in. It should be a USB-C to HDMI. Yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah, that's a podcast microphone. Is it not here? How did I lose this already?
It could be in here.
I literally had it, and did my bag fall out or something? There's my little adapter. I literally just, it's a brand new bag.
Everyone can go through it at the same time.
No, thank you. We're not going through my bag at the same time, please.
Oh, okay. Try to find the license. No.
Yeah, steal my driver's license again, maybe.
Again.
Okay, you don't see any HDMI adapter? I guess I lost it. Great. already awesome. It should, let me just double check.
Is it this one? Not an
No,
HDMI.
no, not in it.
There's a different kind.
Massive. I literally said the type that it has.
You said HDMI, but
I said it's the HDMI to USB-C.
USB-C. Okay.
Okay.
USB-C.
Well, that being said, you're not going to get to see anybody. Jason, sad to say I don't have the adapter, so I can't even use that camera. But unless
No, you haven't.
unless you have one, Jason.
Oh, a Linus? Oh.
I said Linus or Ezekiel.
He said you look like a Linus.
A Linus or an Ezekiel.
I told you Ezekiel sounds crazy. I know you're going to Ezekiel.
It's like Kevin.
Kevin?
Kevin student Bob. Kill Bob. King Bob.
You have HDMI to USB-C?
I would have to look for the C, but I've been seeing a lot of things.
If you have one, I take it. It needs to be an in though, like or an
Yes.
out. No, not an in, an out. Okay, everybody, we're getting started. Anybody else want to talk about something they watched over the weekend? Some content that might have been good.
I know someone talked about it last class, but over the weekend I decided to binge the Shrek films.
Oh, really? And what'd you think? I think it was Bree who talked about Shrek last time. So Nathan, what did you think of the Shrek films?
I had a lot of fun watching them. I've seen like the first three films before, but I've never seen Forever After until my binge.
Okay, so give us your power rankings then of
Okay.
worst to best.
But worst to best. Okay. So we do Shrek the Third. That's the last one. I'd say that's a 2 stars.
Yeah.
It would be a 1 star, but there's like a couple moments here and there that kind of make it 2 stars.
Yeah, I think there's some fun stuff in there. You know, Fat Puss and Puss in Boots. I mean,
No, the Shrek the Third's the one with the
oh, is that where they switch bodies?
yeah.
Okay, my bad. Okay.
I really should have just like leaned over towards Tim and just went.
Oh, when I said Fat Puss. Okay.
Shre-
Okay, so that is, I agree with you. Shrek the Third is the worst one.
and then Shrek Forever After. I honestly liked it a lot more than I was expecting. Nowhere near as good as the first two, but much better than Shrek the Third.
Underrated. When the goose dies, that's so funny, right? And
Yeah.
Do the Roar is iconic.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty
Yeah.
My family says that all the time.
Do the Roar.
Yeah, and then I give that one like 3 stars.
Sounds about right. All
And
right.
then-
Now here's the big question mark right here. Okay.
And then after that, the first Shrek film.
Well, it sounds like proper rankings to me. All right. And how many stars do you give the first Shrek film?
I give it 4 stars.
Okay. Respectable. Do you know that Shrek, the original, you know what's notable about Shrek the original? It's the first animated film to win the animated Oscar. Did you know that?
Doesn't make any sense.
Why doesn't that make any sense?
It's the animated Oscar, unless
The animated Oscar did not exist until 2002,
okay, that
and Shrek won the very first one. And do you know what Shrek beat? Do you know what was nominated in those categories? Get ready to be mad. But all you haters can stay mad, okay? Any guesses at home?
Is it like one of the Pixar films?
It's definitely, they beat a Pixar film. It wasn't a Toy Story, no. There was no dragons there, no Train Your Dragon. No Incredibles, sorry. Let's say it was ogre on monster crime that happened at the Oscars.
It beat Monsters Inc.
It beat Monsters Inc. and it also beat Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, the movie. In fact, I'm gonna Nathan, hold on a second. I'm gonna share my screen. I always love to showcase this.
The Jimmy Neutron movie, I think. It is. It's tough competition, but the thing is that like it's still the show quality just turned into a movie. Got a haircut. Nice. This was good.
All right, here we go. Let's take a look. This is the
Animators working.
Oh, yeah, I didn't share my sound, so hold on a second. Let's stop right there. I'm going to share sound, say okay. All right. This is back. So this is the 74th Oscars in 2002. Watch what they did for the nominees.
Entirely in two dimensions, taking an image that's flat and inert and creating the illusion of life, something that was sadly never achieved with Al Gore. The art of animation has come a long way from the early days. Now, instead of being hunched over drawing tables, creating thousands of individual cells, animators are hunched over computer keyboards, creating thousands of merchandising opportunities. But some things haven't changed. The Pink Panther still can't adopt in Florida. The nominees are Monsters Incorporated, Pete Docter and John Lasseter. Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, Steve Odekirk and John A. Davis. Shrek, Aaron Warner. Gosh, up until now I thought Monsters Incorporated was a documentary on the Weinsteins. But, we kid the rich and powerful because we love them. The Academy rules specify that animated characters must remain in their seats. Only real people can accept the award. So please, be animated. And the Oscar goes to Shrek, Aaron Warner.
This is the first Academy Award nomination and the first Oscar for producer Aaron Warner. Shrek employed state-of-the-art CGI animation. Producer Jeffrey Katzenberg said that it will be a benchmark for about a day or two.
Thank you, members of the Academy.
All right. We don't care about the real guy. Do you want to? You can go and check out Shrek Wins the Oscar. Notable, it was great. They even animated losing sequences for the losers. That's pretty great. Amazing, right? Okay, Nathan. Now I got to ask you, did you do the entire Shrek cinematic universe? Which includes, the two Puss in Boots movies.
I did not watch the Puss films over the weekend. I've seen them a long time ago, but I haven't watched them in my binge.
Yeah.
Short films such as Three Musketeers.
There's several Shrek animated specials, shared Shrekless, Shrek the Halls, etc. Yeah, scared Shrekless.
Yeah,
right?
the Scared
Okay.
Shrek. I remember liking Scared Shrekless when I saw that like a long time back.
Also, there's a recording of the Broadway show, and also it includes any of the newer Pixar, or sorry, newer DreamWorks films, because Shrek is in the opening title. I'll frequently go and walk out immediately after they show Shrek and be like, okay, I don't want to watch the bad guys. That's a joke. I don't actually do that. I have to watch them all with my kids. So, and I don't like the bad guys. I think they're pretty bad. Okay, great. Thank you for sharing, Shrek. I'm glad to have inspired. Oh, how many stars did you give Shrek 2 then?
5 stars.
Oh, great. Perfect. Nathan, 5 extra credit points going right to you.
Yay.
I'm taking them directly from Bree, who didn't even watch the films, just talked through them all. Okay, now that we're set up and anybody else want to share something else they watched? We watched the Super Bowl, we watched Shrek, nothing else?
Well, I was working on my written assignment for on Lego Ninjago season 4 on the side, and
Lego Ninjago.
no, I can just say that season 4 it's just kind of slowly going downhill. It's worse. It like Ninjago was great for season 1 and 2, and then like season 3 was meh, season 4 was and I think it's just gonna keep going downhill. Worse.
Okay. Well, do you ever watch any of those what are the animal ones? Chima, yeah, thank you. Chima's the Lego animals show. All right. We're still trying to problem solve here, but while we're talking about it, we're gonna watch some content. What we have here, everyone, is when you turn in your projects, we're gonna watch everything that gets turned in here. So we've actually had, hey, guess what's due on Wednesday, everybody? Oh, project number 1 worth 100 points. How many of you are done? Hey, guess what? When we go into lab, that would be a great time to do it. Okay. No one's done it yet, but I will tell you, I have received some, and we'll take a look. Also, what we're gonna do is we're gonna preview some rough Gav TV. Santi, who is our editor, sent us a couple things that we're gonna watch. And I will encourage all of you, if you ever have rough drafts of your edits, no matter where it's at, we will watch it in class and then critique it. Part of what's great about this class is you learn how to properly give notes to everything. So Santi has sent me this, which is what we're going to take a look at. Now, Jason's going to attempt to, you still sharing the screen? Okay, great. So I shared this. Was the Shrek thing up the whole time, or were we looking at me?
We were looking at you.
Okay, great. Okay, I was worried that we were just looking at Shrek the whole time. That's up to you, Zoom people. If ever like I'm trying, I have showed a full like 8-minute piece, and then at the end, the Zoom people are like, "Yeah, we couldn't see it." Well, say it like 5 seconds in, please. All right. So Jason, I think has changed the video. So let's make sure we.
Animators work entirely in 2 dimensions, taking an image that's flat.
Nathan Lane, we don't need to hear you again, but let's try our video. Nico, what is up? Hey, new camera. Okay, great. Wow, look, we got Sniper King right there. Okay. All right, when someone talks, we can now. Yeah, I'm overblown a little bit, but great. I'm happy to see this instead of the other one. Maston, thank you. Okay, so what I want to share is Santi's.
Animators work entirely in.
What's going on? Yeah, you don't need a card. Is auto everything on?
It's actually.
All right, well, let's take a look at this video. And this is considered a rough. So this is a informational piece about El Centro, the aid organization here on campus. As soon as Maston is as soon as Maston's done, we'll take a look. Okay, now I've turned yellow. Okay, you brought that down. The white balance is still off, so hit white balance. Okay, made me brighter now, less bright. Still have a hot. It's the white balance. So if you hit the white balance button, now I'm cool, very cool tones. You can just move over here a little bit. Y'all over here gonna watch?
We're watching. I'm watching.
Okay, let's watch.
It's such.
All right, the audio is not playing properly, so let's fix that. All right, here we go.
El Centro is basically our basic needs center, and it provides like a place for students to get housing support, food,
We can't we Zoom people can't see the video.
provide like small things like mini grants, laptop loans, if you needed a room.
Wait, what was that?
We can't see the video on Zoom.
Thank you. See, we were testing you. I would have never known. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Thank you. That was a test. Totally not I mean, it was totally intentional. I was testing y'all. Okay. All right. I don't want to be in the middle screen. Okay. Now let's watch it.
Our basic needs center, and El Centro is basically our basic needs center, and it provides like a place for students to get housing support, food, like necessities. In addition, we also provide like small things like mini grants, laptop loans. If you need an emergency card for gas or for Safeway, those are usually what we do.
I have two functions. First part of my role is supporting the basic needs services, and I also am the Fresh Success Program Specialist. So students who receive CalFresh benefits and that are eligible for our program, I manage their support as well.
I think El Centro is important for one main reason. I think a lot of us that have gone through college have experienced a lot of the basic needs, necessities. Unfortunately, we never had somebody that we could talk to about, and these services that we're offering are essential. All of us have needed food at some point. We've all needed help with paying rent, or because we moved out or got kicked out, right? These are like essential things that allow us to either be a successful student or you're gonna fall apart and wither away. You know, I had the experience of going through that, and honestly, I beat the statistics, right? But that was pure chance. It shouldn't be about chance. It should be because this is something that is a necessity and that we all can succeed. And so anybody that's struggling should have that opportunity to get those services.
So El Centro offers a number of services. So food insecurity is a major one. We offer rental assistance. We offer we offer mini grants specifically used to support students that may need transportation assistance, clothing, hygiene. So there's a number of things. There's a monetary side, there's food, and there's housing as well.
With food insecurity, what we're referring to is called the El Mercado and the food pantry. The food pantry is located in the Hollister campus, and El Mercado is here on the Gilroy campus. And basically, essentially, they offer the same things. You're able to get a family bag, and that is something that you're able to pick up on your own. In addition, you're able to access 2 snacks per day. You're also able to get CalFresh application assistance. A lot of people don't know what that is, and that's actually a service that is available to students majority of the time because of the degrees that they're pursuing or because they're a student worker themselves. And so basically these things are offered all through these 2 areas. Obviously there is the meal card, and you could get all of the information there. But if in the future we want to offer that, luckily that we do have as a backup these other services.
The next would be the mini grants, because that also goes towards hygiene and transportation, clothing items, just basic needs. We try not to limit students to what they may need or be kind of forward in thinking what they may need, so we kind of leave it to them with the mini grant or the Visa card that we give to our non-credit students.
The eligibility is such a nightmare, and that's why we've made it easier for students to actually do the basic needs referral. And the reason why we do the referral standard, we have everything we offer, and we really don't put the weight on the students about eligibility, but if we do an overall, a student has to have 6 units or more in order to be eligible for the monetary support that El Centro offers. And that's including the meal card, the mini grants, the ATF cards, all of that fun stuff, the rental assistance. But if we're looking at food, that doesn't really have a requirement. You just have to be a community member or a student, and you're able to go to the food pantry or el mercado in order to access those services.
Students should not have to make the decision between, do I eat today or do I continue my education? Do I pay for my tuition or do I pay for my rent? And so even though we may not be able to do it on a consistent basis, we are able to alleviate some of the stress in those decisions that they have to make. So we like to say we try to remove those barriers that they are just met on a daily basis. And it gives them an opportunity to figure out, how can I surpass this issue that I'm having right now? We like to take a look at, we do this thing of a 3-month budget, right? When we're looking for services like rental assistance. We want to see where you're at. We want to see what happened the prior month to see if we see that there is a projection of what can be anticipated for the coming months. And if we can intervene during that time as well. Potentially not with rental every month, but maybe with other services that we can offer. So I really feel as if we are here to help remove those barriers as much as we can, right? 1 month at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 semester at a time.
A lot of students think that you have to be in dire need. You don't. You don't need to be in dire need to actually get majority of our services. We do low-hanging fruit such as the mini grants and the ATF, because that's something you could use for your school supplies. You could use that to buy clothing because you know what? You've been putting everything into paying for rent and other stuff, and you forgot to buy t-shirts for yourself. You know, like these are things that you essentially do need, but they're not a top priority. And so you don't have to be in need to come to El Centro. We connect you to pretty much anything on campus as well. So a lot of students come and ask us where the buildings are at, right? Or if they know about any other program on campus that would able to help them with their bus tokens or whatever it is that they need. We're just trying to actually make it easier for students to navigate their time here. And that's really what I wish students would know as a centro, and not just about needing basic needs.
All right. What do we think of this?
Cards.
Good, bad?
All can allow us to either be
El Centro. What about the B-roll?
I think it's cute. I think it flows really well. I remember getting it. I think I followed around Jason for a while. That was the beginning of last semester.
Yeah, we shot this at the beginning of last semester. Now it's edited. Okay, this isn't about you. What other notes? Any good, bad critiques? John. Felt longer, right? This is less news coverage. This is more informational, right? They want to include all of their elements. It does feel draggy. It feels elongated to me, although cut down from 35 minutes worth of footage. This is pretty good, I think, overall. What else? Other notes? Bree wasn't watching, so probably no notes from there. 6 minutes.
Yeah, I felt longer. I also think
It needs more B-roll. Yes, that is my note. It's definitely more B-roll. Yeah, I don't think we have very much B-roll of this. So
not a lot of words. I think it would have been something long.
I'd love that. If you send that to me, I'll get that. Jason, will you go right now and walk over and see if El Centro's open? Yeah? Will you grab a camera and shoot some slow-mo B-roll? Is El Mercado open right now? Do you know? We need shots of El Mercado, which isn't happening. But if you have pictures, send me the pictures.
I'm doing a video for so
You're making a video for El Centro right now?
So because they're doing a grant piece,
Mhm.
so they're going to Texas and they're going. They want slides.
Okay.
So I have all the pictures.
Will you send them to me and we'll add that to this video? That'll make it way better. So it's just Hollister or is it here too? Okay, awesome. That's gonna be it. So we'll put in pictures instead of B-roll. But yeah, that I think makes it a lot better. I honestly kind of want
what they may need. So we try not to also goes.
We do have as a backup these other services.
The next would be the mini grants because that also goes towards hygiene and transportation. Students should not have to make the decision between do I eat today or do I continue my education? Do I pay for my tuition or do I pay for my rent? And so even though we may not be able to do it on a consistent basis, we are able to alleviate some of the stress in those decisions that they have to make.
boom. That should be the very first bite, right? I feel like was the most compelling segment. So I'm gonna ask Santi to cut that bite and make it the very first bite. And then you want something that's attention grabbing right from the start. And I feel like that is probably my favorite bite of the entire piece, which is like, hey, it's a practical thing where we're explaining this or that really helps alleviate us.
It seems like there's that surface one where it's oversaturated.
Yeah. Yeah. So I definitely think there's areas to trim down, and I think more B-roll would allow Santi to clean it up more. So can you? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Anyone on Zoom have an opinion they'd like to share? No? Okay. Silence is golden. Great. Awesome. All right. That's our first thing we're going to look at. Let me show you number 2 before we get into our stuff. Let me find it really quick. Jason and Grant. Okay, right here. All right. Let's take a look at this one.
How we feeling, Santi? Feeling good? Why don't you do me a favor and throw on that bass line? Yeah. Now what you gonna say on this one? Don't worry, bro. I got your back.
I come in swinging like the fucking God of War. I come and do my thing until there isn't anymore. And I wipe the floor with all your fucking bastards. I'll drop a fat turd, that's a disaster from the master. Do not worry, I am willing and able. My brother and I are gonna put your ass to a fucking table. Call us Dudley boys, wearing camouflage. We didn't come through to hear your fucking blase blah. He said, she said, he do what now? He on his grind, he owns cash cows, damn. I can't wait to own a Rolls Royce, burn right everywhere I go. It's like I got no choice, living luxury, yeah, I'm living lavishly. Is there a reason that you're so fucking mad at me? A pussy in your past life, boy, you had to be. Or in your hopes and dreams, and I do that shit gladly, son. Yeah. It's Santi. I thought you knew. But if you don't, well, now you do.
Can't believe you didn't know that already, right? I kill this shit every time. I'm light years ahead.
All right. What do we think of that one? What? Yeah, inverted black and white and then inverted the colors. Pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, the kaleidoscope stuff is really cool.
It's cool, but what I think I love is how he's starting to utilize the fisheye that he's been showing a lot recently, not as utilizing it very well. Specifically the shot with the flags. Fisheye was great.
Jason, you shot this. Would you? This is Santi's camera.
That's pretty great.
Did you know it was going to be kaleidoscope stuff when you shot it, or no? Great job, Santi. I like it a lot. Ooh. He'd sent it before. I gave him a couple slight critiques, but I like this. This is on his YouTube. Doopy, I guess it's what it's called, right? Doopy? What? What'd you call me?
You. Oh, you dope. Maybe that's what it says. Dopey.
I'm not dopey. Okay. I'd be me. All right. One last thing, of course. Let me log in. It's always good to watch stuff. In order to create stuff, you have to have a strong visual knowledge. So by watching movies and watching content, I think it's really important. It's almost like, let's consider that studying. For you have to know what you like, you have to know what you don't like in order to understand it. All right, Nathan, we're gonna. Refuse to connect. Oh, here we go. All right, we're gonna take a look at Nathan's framing assignment. Let's do audio. Also, I'm going to share. All right, here we go.
I ain't falling for that scam.
The Yakuza 0 music. All right, not familiar with that.
Yeah, that's the music from that.
What's Yakuza 0?
It's a game franchise.
It's a game? Oh, Yakuza? It's like the Hitman thing, right? No, I know. I don't know. I know video games. That's one of my weaker areas. Sorry, I don't play that much. It's not sports ball. Come on. I know anime better. I know video games. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's just check to make sure Nathan had all the required elements. We'll just mute it for now, but we got our establishing shot. That's one. Got our medium. Got our close up. Nice. And then we went to our ECU. Wait, medium, close up. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. I'll send in feedback. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Like, oh, wait. Am I in the right one? Yeah. Subscribe. And then, okay.
Ring the bell.
Okay, okay. All right, the bell. All right, so then we got our fourth one, our ECU, even labeled it up here. Love it. And then I like the Twilight Zone music. We got our MCU and our cross cutting. And then our wide shot. Now, I will critique you because that's what I'm going to do. A wide shot's a full bodied shot, Nathan. This is technically a cowboy shot that you made, which is not technically what? If you see your entire body, that's a wide shot, okay? So at this shot, this would be our cowboy shot where it's ankles up. Okay?
Okay.
That's my only critique. So you know in the future, I would also say that your medium was a little bit wider. It's usually mid up, but I'm not going to complain about this one at all. I'm just going to say that out loud for everybody else who haven't done theirs yet. But what I am going to do, Nathan, check this out. We're going to go right here and just say 100 points right there. Okay. And then,
thank you.
Cowboy. We're going to do thumbs up. We're going to do a snake. Then we're going to do a car. And then we'll do a crash. Oh, there we go. No, the guy saw a snake, then he drove really fast and crashed, and everyone clapped. Yeah. Okay. Great job, Nathan.
Thank you. Should I resubmit the assignment like doing
No.
no? Okay.
You already got 100 points.
Okay.
You can resubmit it if you want to update it, if you want for your personal knowledge, and I'll regrade it. But I'll tell you right now, you got 100 points.
Okay.
And 5 extra points for watching Shrek. So, in fact, I shouldn't. I'm not going to give you 5 extra points yet. You didn't watch it. All right. It says we have one more grading exercise that we could watch, but oh shoot. I don't know if anybody else. Oh, I submitted my own. That's why. Okay. I submitted mine, which we made last time, right? Wait. Oh, here you go. The Ballad of Nico. Remember. Here we go.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart but your head gets dumb.
All right, okay. What do you mean? You can't sue me for anything. I'm unsuable. Please don't. What would you sue me about? That you don't like All-Star? What was defamation? No, I didn't. That was that was edited. You signed a release when you signed up for campus. You signed a release. I can use any of your likenesses at any time. That's 100% true. Honestly, when you registered for classes, you signed a release for your images to be used. What? The sad part was we didn't even add the sound effect. That was what the cameras picked up. Okay, Nico. Sorry about that. All right. So great job, Nathan. 100 points so far. Everybody else.
Thank you, Tim.
Wednesday, it's due. Also, great job, Tim and Nico. Nico, you're a great subject. You need to all turn yours in by Wednesday, please. I'd love to watch them on Wednesday. And speaking of Wednesday, let's go back and take a look at our school schedule because we've had an update. Okay. There's an update to our Gav TV schedule, which I'm going to adjust right now with all of you present so we can all talk about it. All right. Gav TV schedule right here. Look, this is our schedule. Anybody can edit this. And guess what? We are filming on the 11th from 11 to 1 p.m. John, Phil, and Nicholas, who's on Zoom, I think, will be filming February 11th. So February 11th is this Wednesday. Nick's on campus. Nick's going to be able to help us out with this. This is the resume workshop. If I remember, can one of you look up where the location of this was? It was in the library, I remember. And most notably, also, we had the basketball game. Well, guess what? We're going to push the basketball game a week. So I'm going to take this off the calendar here, and I am going to move this down to week 4. So February plus 7 is going to be the 18th here. So we will be setting up basketball on the 18th, the Wednesday of next, not this week, but next week. Apparently, the teams that they were going to play this Wednesday were really good, and they're all going to get they're going to lose. They're going to lose big time, and we want good footage. So we're going to go the following week when they should have a better shot of not losing as badly. Make sense, everybody? So if you're planning, please push it 1 week. I will also want to note that all of you should know that this Friday is a national holiday. Who knows which day it is? It's not. Okay, so Monday and Friday is President's Day and MLK Day. Monday and Friday.
Wednesday is Ash Wednesday.
Okay. There is no school. There's no school this coming Friday, and a week from today, there is no class on Monday. Y'all hear that? So don't show up for class a week from today because I won't be here and the campus will be closed. You do need to go to work. Depends on so that being said, it impacts our class specifically because we'll miss that Monday. And then the following Wednesday, we'll shoot the basketball. We will also need to remember that club day is that Tuesday. So Tuesday from 10 to 2 in the student center. So that's February 17th. It's club day. So I will reach out and remind y'all if you want to do club day, okay? Which so far Nathan has volunteered to be there, but any other people to come and help, that would be great. It might be Nick again too, right, Jason? It would be Tuesday the 17th. No, you're not. Yeah. Great. Please do that. Okay. That is our Gav TV update. Now let's go into some practical editing. And our practical editing lesson today, thank you for doing these, Maston, is we are going to actually take a look at the footage we shot on Tuesday. John, tell everyone about what we shot on Tuesday. And what was that like? What was your role? Mm-hmm. Super last minute. Hey, no shade at anybody.
I'm trying to get
Yeah, okay. It's all right. We don't need an excuse. But John stepped up, and that's going to happen when we're filming stuff and doing productions. We're going to run into elements that we can't control, and so the best thing, and what I think is the most fun element of production, is problem solving, because we're just going to run into a ton of problems and problem solving. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to open up Premiere. This is Premiere, everybody, if you don't know it. And by the way, everyone, they are currently working on our computers so that we'll have editing bay computers. So if you're in the editing class, they said by next week, we should have 10 editing bays here in the studio, and that's where our lectures will properly happen. So I apologize. Don't believe me. Thank you. But yes, we've been waiting on it, and we'll actually all do that. Until then, this is the best that we're going to get. So let's call this Gav. So just to go back, Premiere, I'm going to say new project. New project allows me to choose the file name. I'm going to say Gav TV News, and we're going to call it VR. All right. Location. So this allows me to choose the location of where my project's going to be saved. I'm going to save into the folder where I always save, and then I can actually implement templates here. I'm going to hit create. This is going to start my project. Hopefully. Spinning ball of death. Okay, previous. This, I'm just going to say no for right now. And then this is the import screen. I personally don't like to use this, but this basically allows you to go through all of your media and find import applications or my external videos. It'll show me videos or whatnot. I'm going to say skip. And just get into my main workspace, which is right here. Now, what's interesting about this main workspace, I'm going to just turn off my face because I hate looking at it. But what's interesting is you can set up the workspace however you want. You can move the windows all around and it'll remember it. But if you ever get into a part, you want to go to Window, Workspace, and then it'll give you a bunch of different organizational ways. So it's going to focus on different windows being open. So for example, I really only use captioning and closed captions, which you can see all the windows jumped around and changed. Or I go through here and I am going to say editing, which is this basic editing window where we don't really have anything, but I can tell you this window is called preview. This window is called program. This is our sequence or timeline. This is the bin where all the assets live. We also note that this is our audio monitors. This is our tool panel. And then finally, this is going to be our extra panel, which allows us to do coloring and fonts and additional sound. And then our preview window also works as my effect control. But we'll go into that and talk about all of those. And we can talk about adjusting. But for example, I could also get into my coloring workspace right here. And this jumps it around a bit. And I really should put in some media so that it's more impressive. So let's go back to editing right here. I'm going to say import. And we're going to jump into this Lacy drive. Lacy drive is going to show us all the media that's in here. I am going to go down to Gav TV. And I'm going to choose VR and STEM. Now, what I can do is I can either select if I click on this folder, it's going to bring in all of the assets here. Okay. Or I can click and choose the folder itself and say import. And it's going to bring everything that's within that folder. Now, it's probably going to tell me like, hey, file failed to import. And what's going to happen is it's going to say that all of these files aren't files that are supported in Premiere. So I'm going to say, okay. And now I can open it up and you can see my same file structure that was in the bin is now in, or that was in my folder or in my Finder is now here in the bin. So I can open these up and see all of these. So I open up all these folders and now I'm looking at something that's purple and green. And to me, I'm like, okay, I know what purple and green means. Purple and green means that it's video and audio. A purple icon right here looks like a film strip. That means there's video. Green icon means there's audio. We talked about this last time when we put the framing exercise together. Now, if I double click this, hopefully, we're going to pull up here and we're going to see some B-roll that was shot. And we can see that this B-roll, just by looking at this B-roll, we can notice that there's a lot of information just up here in this preview window. And what this preview window tells us is it tells us how this number right here is our TRT. It's telling us how long the clip is in general. So the clip here in general is 54 seconds. So that means if I click and drag this clip right here onto my timeline, it's going to run for 54 seconds. And let's see if it's going to preview for us. All right, there we go. So we can watch our B-roll. Beautiful. Okay, so there's our B-roll. And we can note that we are going to just delete that for right now. But what's important is in our preview window, what we can do is either we can drag and drop everything onto the timeline here, and then we can make our edits down here on the timeline. Or if we want to be economical, we can actually come up here into the clip and be like, okay, it's out of focus. Okay, this is where it starts getting interesting. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to teach you a lot of hotkeys on the keyboard. And there's hotkeys for everything. This is I and O on your keyboard. I and O are going to be important ones to know. I means, can you guess, Nico? Somebody once told me. No guess for I? Phil. In. This is going to be where our in point is. And notably, if I hit in, watch this screen now. Watch specifically this blue cursor. When I hit I, what happened? Everything past the in point became selected. And so you saw the timeline right here turn gray. So now what's notable too is if you don't want to use the hotkey, here is a mark in. So I can actually, let's undo. I'm going to Control Z. And if I go down here and I click that, that's the same thing as marking I. And what's neat about all these tools down here is if you choose this tool, it'll tell you what the hotkeys are. So look, it says mark I, and then in parentheses, it says I. So that's mark in. That's our in point. All right. So now we're going to scrub through and say, okay, cool. So, all right, okay, now I like through there. And in fact, honestly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrub. So I'm just dragging my playhead, and I see that there was a camera movement. What I can do is I can go to my in point right here. And, all right, right there. And I can click and I can drag. Look, I'm clicking and dragging my in point. And so I'm actually going to have it go to the playhead right here. But it doesn't really snap. So I don't like that because it's not exact. But wherever the playhead is, if I hit I, it'll automatically jump to wherever this playhead is. So now I can scrub the video a little bit. And I'm going to say, okay, I want the clip only to be this long. Now I said I. What was the other thing I said? Oh, can you guess what O is? If I is in, Nico. Out. Yes. Mark out. So it is a mark out point. You can see we hover over here. It says mark out, and it's the O. And now what's notable about that is because we marked an in and an out point, we now have here a duration. This tells us how long this clip is. Who can read time code here? Nico, what's this time code say? What is time code, by the way? Duration of the clip. So time code is a series of numbers that's baked in to all of our video as it's going. Now, there is time code, which is a number that goes continually, and then there's control track. Now, control track is another way I say time code sometimes, but I mean it's control track, which represents the duration right here. So looking at these four, so there's 8 numbers here, right? 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. And they all represent a series of time. Who knows what the absolute base model of video is? What's the lowest form of an image, moving image? A single frame, yes. And a single frame is one single still image, right? And the way that we simulate movement is we play a series of frames in order to get together. So you can see what we're looking at right now is one single frame. It's a freeze frame. And our frame rate is going to be important. So what has been determined by nature and learning about it is 24 frames per second is an ideal amount of frames to help simulate motion in a human's eyeball. What happens when we watch more frames? You ever watch anything that's like at
more smoother to the eye because your eye's not meant to see that smooth.
so like 60, sometimes they project films in 60 frames per second. Or if you've ever gone to your like parents' TV and seen they have motion smoothing on, things feel unnatural, right? It doesn't feel great. And that's because they're adding frames. So 24 frames per second is the standard amount in most content now. 24 or 30, but 24 is really what the standard is now. And so I'll tell you, looking at the time code here, the very last number here at the end, that's 23, is our time code, right? So if I click here and look, it's 12, well, I almost spoiled it. So 24 frames per second. Who can guess what the next amount is? If there's 24 if this is the frame category, what do you think the next column is in time code? Huh? What? 30? 13? 12? Well, the number 12 is in this position. Okay, Maston, thank you. So there's 24 frames per second. And if once we get past 24, look where our control track is right now. We have zeros, 12, and 24. So I'm going to go to my out point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit over once on my arrow keys on the keyboard. This is a hotkey. I'm going to go over once. And now I'm going to hit O. And guess what? I hit O and I moved my playhead one frame and I hit the out point to add a single frame to that shot. Now look at the control track here. What? Yeah, we went from 12 seconds and 23 frames to now we're at 13 seconds and 0 frames. So once we hit 24 frames, that becomes 1 second. Okay, now this should get easier. What do you think is these next zeros represent? If we're frames, seconds, Phil? Minutes. So of course there are how many seconds per minute? 60 seconds per minute. So the highest number that'll be in this category will be what? 59. So 23, 59. Now minutes, and who can guess what the final number is? Hours. Great. So the biggest numbers that this number can be will be 23, 59, 59, 23. All right. That's the largest number that'll ever be on this. So knowing about that. So now that we set our in and out points and I click and drag it down here, look, instead of having this big clip, I have my edited sequence here. Now we can actually click and watch and be like, oh, there's like a zoom out here. I didn't like that. So let's make it shorter. Should I go back to my playhead? So let's get rid of that zoom out. And now I'm going to hit my in point there. So I hit my in point there. What did that do on the timeline? Huh? No, it did nothing because I trimmed it here in the preview. And because I already dragged my asset down on here, it did nothing. But look, if I click and drag it down here, we can see that I made this clip shorter because look, if I put that on top of here, we can see that that one is now shorter than the original one. But anything that I adjust here in the preview will adjust the clip reference, but it won't adjust the clip. So I'll have to re-drag and drop it down. Now, if I want to adjust this clip down here, what can I do? Well, I can scrub to the point that I want. And look, I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to just click and drag. I manually made that edit there by clicking and dragging my clip. And what's notable is we have a feature on here. See this magnet tool right here? Hotkeys S. S is called snapping. And what snapping allows us to do is, look, I clicked and dragged, but it automatically jumps to the blue playhead because it thinks I want to go, it thinks I'm trying to drag it to the playhead. Well, that's good and bad because yes, that's actually where I wanted it to snap. But if I have snapping off, you can see okay, boom. I think I got it to the playhead, but did I? No, actually I didn't. We can see that when it's on the play line, the playhead here, yeah, the Zoom people haven't complained. You can all see it, Zoom people. Zoom people can probably see it better than all y'all because you're sitting so far away. But thank you. No one's complaining on Zoom because they've all fallen asleep at this point. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so then we have our snapping tool in here. Okay, so another way that you can make an edit on the timeline here is if we go over to this tool. Now, it's called the razor tool. Nico, what do you think the hotkey is for the razor tool? What letter do you think I'm going to hit for the razor tool? You're wrong. It's not R. It's not Da Vinci. What's the hotkey for Da Vinci? Okay, so then you don't know. That was a great way to try to get out of answering. But I will tell you right now, C. C is for the razor blade tool. Why do you think it's easy to remember C? Cut. Because yes, what the razor blade tool will do, no matter where the playhead is, wherever I put this razor blade tool, it's going to cut and make an edit. So I cut the top and the bottom. And now what you can see is there's a line. You see that faint line in there? Let's zoom in and see. You can see that now there's two separate clips. And what I can do is I can click and drag and move these clips apart. Now I've separated in two separate pieces. Now what I can do is, because I made that, now I can select this and just boom, there, we edited it and we got rid of the garbage. And guess what? Even though it's cut, I can still drag it out and bring the assets back. So I can just keep making the same edit over and over again. And for all infinity, it will be there. Make sense? The only thing before we move on from this and actually do some editing, I want you to know what's the difference between this clip and that clip visually, other than one's longer than the other. Do you see any other differences? Essentially, it's the same source. So this clip lives in here somewhere. Do you notice anything different? Say a little shiny corner arrows that maybe this one doesn't have. See this? See this white? Come sit over here. You can sit over here if you're squinting and it's okay. See this arrow? Notably too, see this little triangle over here in this corner. Do you know what that represents? If you had to guess. Oh, we got a chat going on here. Nothing.
I think it means you have the ability to drag it one way or the other. So it has further footage that can be accessed.
That's what you think? Okay. So Maston thinks that these arrows mean, or these little triangles mean that I can click and drag this footage more. So I'm going to click and drag it and, oh no, it even says trim media limit reached on video 1. Oh, shoot. Well, look at this one. There's no little triangle here. Oh, look, I can Stretch that out. It was the exact opposite, Mass, and you fell for the opposite. It means this is the end of the media. So this beginning one represents where you hit record, and this end one represents where you hit stop record on your camera. So that means there's no more footage before it or after it. So we can't access it. So literally the entire clip, everything that's been recorded is here on the timeline. Make sense? Feel free to jump in and ask questions at any point. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to spend some time and we're going to put together a Gav TV news. So being there, we can remember, let's start right here. John's going to love this, right? Nothing thinks. Who is user guest? He's gonna make it until it's final, so I give him notes. But okay, let's take a look at this, and I am going to go audio hardware. In my audio hardware, it's defaulting to my AirPods, but I am going to make it default to the TV.
Hi, my name is Sean. Okay. Hi, my name is Sean Barrientos. I'm here with Gap TV, and today we're here with the Virtual Reality STEM Program Tour.
Okay, we're doing the intro. What did we all think of that intro? Sure, but we can lower the
TV, and today we're here with.
It's loud. We haven't edited yet. Okay, jeez.
The Virtual Reality STEM Program Tour.
That's not true. What? Say it again. You think we should cover with B-roll? Okay. Okay, this was decent, except John didn't say the name of the news organization correctly, and then walked out of the frame for some reason, right? Yeah, well, this is learning opportunities, John. So let's watch it again.
Hi, my name is Sean Barrientos. I'm here with Gap TV, and today we're here with the Virtual Reality STEM Program Tour.
Okay, so stepping away and just knowing that when you moved away, there's nothing behind you to see even. So, but this is a note I gave you in the space. This is for all the people who weren't there. So you could even hear. Oh, there's me.
Today we're taking a look at yeah.
Great job. Okay. It's going to say your name, so just say, "Hey, I'm John with Gap TV News."
Am I wearing the same shirt?
Look at the virtual reality tour of the new STEM building.
Okay, got it. Virtual reality tour of the new STEM building. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Wait, is it rolling? Okay. Hi, I'm John with Gap TV. Today we're here at the STEM. Okay, wait. Okay. Yeah. The virtual reality tour. Okay. Hi, I'm John with Gap TV. Today we're here at the virtual tour of the new STEM building. Is that okay? Gap TV. Yeah. All right.
John, you're great on camera. You don't even know.
Hi, I'm John with Gap TV News. I'm here today at the virtual reality tour at the new STEM building. Okay.
That's the type of energy we want. It's just virtual reality tour of the new STEM.
Virtual reality tour of the STEM. I don't know why it's.
John, Gap TV News. Virtual reality tour of the new STEM.
Okay. Virtual reality tour of the new STEM building. Okay. Hi, I'm John with Gap TV News. Today we're here at the virtual reality tour of the new STEM building. Is that okay? Okay.
Let's just say. You can just say, "Wow, that's really cool. I can't wait to."
Okay.
So there's our winner, I think, right?
Hi, I'm John with TV News. Today we're here at the virtual reality tour of the new STEM building.
Sounds like he's what? Cool? Like he's cold or cool? He sounds like he's cold? What? It is.
Hi, I'm John with TV News. Today we're here at the virtual reality tour of the new STEM building.
I thought he's rushing a little bit. Maybe if I would have said, take a breath. But otherwise, I think that's great. I don't get about cold. What about that reads cold?
Maybe it's the rushing and I'm thinking of it like cold. You know when you're cold, you like tend to say.
Really? Yeah, he was nervous. No, John's great. John's.
Wow, that was really cool. I can't wait to see the new STEM building when it's officially built. Something like that.
Don't worry, John. Tony did that to me.
Okay.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
Jack Black.
Wow, that was really, wow, that was really cool. I'm pretty excited to see the new STEM building when it actually gets built. We'll see you next time.
All right, John. Perfect. All right, so there we go. We filmed the intro at the outro at the same point. So what I did, we pulled the entire clip down. What did I just say? What was the last word I just said? Wow, you really can multitask. That's really great. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, man. You made me pull the thing out. Oh wait, the person could be worse. Yeah. Cold is a weird note. What? Okay. Sorry. I stepped on the cord. Okay. Who is user? Is someone in class user? It just said could be worse. Nothing thanks could be worse. Yeah, but what questions now? I don't remember. All right. User, who are you? Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll continue to monitor your messages. Could be worse. I guess that's a note to you, John. You could be worse. I guess it's not very nice critique, but okay. So now what? So we know the intro and the outro. Let's pull the content now. John, you did how many interviews? All right, so let's all right, so what I like to do when and this is a great example for all of you when you are working on your GAP TV news. Now, I wasn't there entirely the whole time, but we can take a look and see. We're gonna cut this sequence and pull out the gold, right? We're gonna choose the best stuff, and we're gonna throw away all the garbage.
All right. Could you tell us your name and how you spell it? My name is Aiden, spelled A-I-D-A-N. Awesome. Should we retry it? Okay. Well, let me try to think of how I can. Should I say?
Let's Phil film this.
Okay.
Right, and so did Nicholas was helping as well.
Okay, let's do this one more time. Is there rolling? Okay. All right. Could you tell it?
Pretty nervous. Your first interview, and you're overthinking how to ask someone to say and spell their first and last name. I'll tell you this right now. It's only for the editor's purpose. We'll never include anyone saying and spelling their first and last name. It's just so when I build this person's font, we'll get it right.
What's your first and last name and how do you spell it?
Yeah. Sorry, John, but thank you for being the first person to help improve all of us.
This is Aiden Nguyen, spelled A-I-D-A-N-N-G-U-I-E-N.
You know Aiden Nguyen?
I thought it was next week, not or this week.
Thank you. And just ask. All right. So tried out the VR today. What'd you think about it?
Okay, great. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut out all the stuff in between.
All right. So you tried out the VR today. What'd you think about it? So I thought it was like really cool. I think when we're looking at all like the schematics and you're just seeing like these 2D projections of each of the rooms and each of like what the whole building looks like, it's kind of hard to like picture it in the head. So being in like VR, I got to see details that I like normally don't get to see when I'm just looking at a piece of paper. Like I got to see the high ceilings, all the glass windows, like how the light's gonna hit the walls in certain rooms. Definitely makes me feel like it's a lot like nicer than I thought it would be, you know? Like it got to show me that like how much more of an open space it is. Cause like the floor plan is already like pretty like cramped because you know they have to fit in all these like office spaces, all these like study rooms, you know, the bathrooms. But then like once I got to be in it, I got to see like, oh, it actually doesn't look too cramped at all, you know? It looks like we have like a lot of space. I don't really feel like claustrophobic.
Okay, so
It's a whole
John, I gotta tell you right now, for your very first question and very first interview subject, you got really lucky. This person likes to talk and was pretty eloquent. Okay, you were waiting to get it set up and everything, right? Okay, so thinking about this bite, since we were listening and paying attention, right? What do we think? Do you think this bite is usable as is? Like we just put B-roll over it and we're good to go? Or what do you think of Austin? What do you think about this bite? Like, yes. And that would be beneficial if we have B-roll, right? If we're going to edit our subject.
So you tried out the VR today. What'd you think about it? So I thought it was like really cool. I think
So check this out.
All right. So you tried out the VR today. What'd you think about it?
So what'd you think about it? Okay. Look what we can do, especially when we're editing something that's shot.
So I thought it was like really cool. I thought it was like
do we if we have B-roll and we can edit, we should take out likes and ums and make our subject sound as good as possible. So look, even if we do this,
thought it was like really today. What'd you think about it? Thought it was like really cool. I think.
Okay, don't watch the edit. Just close your eyes. How's the audio edit sound?
Think about it. Thought it was like really cool.
A little clipped, right? Tiny bit, but we could fix this. How can we fix this? Well, I'm gonna go and just, you know, manipulate the audio, layer the audio a little bit right here. Let's check this out.
Thought it was like really cool. So you tried out the VR today. What'd you think about it? Thought it was like really cool. I think when we're
I think all of our pieces tend to have music under there too. That's kind of a seamless edit right there. So the only problem is now what happens if we make an edit like this? What type of edit is this up here?
Thought it was like really. Think about it. Thought it was like really.
Huh? What's this called? This edit. These two shots put together. What does this make?
Thought it was like really cool. I think. Thought it was like really. Thought it was like really. Thought it was like.
Jump cut. Thank you. We're jumping the frame because we cut out frames, right? So we're John's hand kind of moves in position. We also can see there's a person in the background that just magically disappears, or they move forward. So we have the jump cut. So what do we have to do there to hide this edit? B-roll. If I don't have B-roll, what else could I do? Oh, wiper dissolve. Let's take a look at a wiper dissolve. Okay, we're going to go into effects here. Let's go into a dissolve. We're going to use a cross dissolve here. Phil suggests a dissolve. Let's take a walk.
What'd you think about it? Thought it was like really cool.
I like that. You like that? Okay, here, let's watch it again.
What'd you think about it? Thought it was like really cool.
Whoa, man. Whoa. Okay, so our dissolve, we're using effect control. What a dissolve is basically one image fades in as the other image fades out. And right in the middle is where the two images are transposed over each other with a different opacity. So if we look right here at the focal point, we can see both images at the same time. And because you're slightly jumped out of position, we get the ghost effect. What's a way we could fix this, Phil? With the dissolve, what do you think? Okay, all of your dissolves and effects, which look, I went to cross dissolve and I laid it onto the edit there. What I can do is I can either drag my edit out or drag my edit closer to each other. What do you think dragging and making my cross dissolve longer will do? It's going to elongate the effect on both sides. So let's take a look at this. Will this fix it?
So you tried out the VR today. What'd you think about it? I thought it was like really cool. I think when we're looking at
Definitely more trails, right? Gives you more drug trails or whatever. Okay. Look what happens when we make it shorter.
think about it. I thought it was like really cool.
Okay. So we made it shorter.
I thought it was like
The dissolve is faster, still pretty noticeable, right? Let's make it even shorter.
I thought it was like really
Still noticeable, right? Okay, right now we're at 6-frame transition. Let's make it a 2-frame transition to see if this helps. Are we all cold in here? Is that what's happening? Hey, Maston, we go turn off the fans. Do you know where the fans are? Yeah. Turn off the fans.
I thought it was like
Okay, what do you think of that?
I thought it was like think about it. I thought it was
Still a jump cut. So maybe a dissolve's not going to help us in this situation. Hold on 1 second. So what was the other thing you said, Phil? Oh, a wipe. Let's try a wipe. We talked about wipes with Grant earlier today, right? Who knows what a wipe is? Star Wars is a great example of a wipe, right? One image wipes over the other. Bree, do you know what a wipe is? Yeah, exactly. Drake and Josh. Exactly. Drake and Josh. Which one do I like and which one don't I like?
You don't like any of Dan Schneider's shows, but you do like Drake and Josh.
Yeah, right? Drake?
It was unfortunate what happened.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Toast involved, but I think
Toast?
Drake and Josh.
Strange that that
Oh, why is that strange? Sorry, hold on. All right. Hold on 1 second. I am pausing and taking a break. Yeah, do you know what dissolve you would use? What dissolve would you use?
Right.
Right, we were just talking about it. Where is it? No. Yeah, no, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Peeled.
You did a great job. It was really good. I liked it.
For first, it was really good.
You can tell like how smiling and happy you are. The jolliness really transfers and it reads. Good job.
Sorry, let's see. I feel like
Yeah, that's
sorry. Just genuine. Look again.
It's okay, no worries.
I hope in the future I will not be late for that, so that way you don't have to step up for that. But of course, honestly, if you want to, I would totally say go for that. It's a lot of fun just writing down notes.
Well, John's gonna do club day, so right? Is that the one you saw? No, you're gonna be the talent for resume workshop, right? Your name was in bold. That's Wednesday before class. As a reminder. Phil is gonna film. John, and we'll connect you with Geronimo to get you the equipment.
You definitely take notes. Like taking notes, getting
This is why we're doing it today, so we can have the next everyone we build off of each other to make it the next best one possible. And this is a pretty good one. Okay, so we're still working trying to make this this transition better. So of course we can look at other types of transitions, and we talked about. Uh-oh, did my airdrop fail? Sorry, I have to send a quick note. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to do this really quickly. Boom, boom, boom. Tim Jim, yep. Snap into his. I've heard all of those. I've heard of course I was bullied. Look at me. Yeah, exactly.
Get anything close to masturbate.
Oh my
That was the
God.
name I got like a bunch in middle school. Masturbate. Oh my God, no.
We go with a sick last name.
I do like swans. You like swans.
I knew a guy that had the last name Blair. And I was like, that was sick.
That's
And then was Noah Blair.
If I have a kid and like that kid ends up turning into like a ballerina or some shit, dude, like Swan is the last name for ballerina.
All right. Thank you all for waiting for me for a second. Okay. All right. We were there for wipes. All right. Let's put a wipe on here. All right. We're going to do a default 1 second wipe. Phil, how confident are you feeling your wipe right here?
Low to mid.
Low to mid. All right. Let's watch. Let's watch Phil's wipe right here.
Think about it. I thought it was like really cool.
Wipes are good when the images are different from one another, right? We watch on Star Wars where we wipe from Obi-Wan and then we see the exterior of the planet, or we have the circle wipe, that the famous circle wipe where it's Coruscant and it goes into C-3PO's head or whatever, and he's perfectly framed in the center of the circle wipe. So wiping from one image to the other just is going to make your characters jump from one another, even if we make it shorter.
I thought it was like
You're just going to see that line, right? Yeah, it looks like a glitch more than anything. Well, B-roll would be ideal, right? So if we had B-roll, which guess what? We do have B-roll. We have lots of B-roll, but let's imagine we don't have B-roll. We try to wipe, we try to dissolve. What else could we try? Do we just give up? Shoot some B-roll?
Other than B-roll, other than the transition / wipes.
Okay, we shoot everything. All of our clips end up being in 4.6K, right? I think that's the right number. Our timeline, we're not going to export it at 4.6K. We could definitely do that, but what I like to do is shoot in a bigger resolution and then edit in a smaller resolution. What do you think that allows me to do? It allows me to crop my image, which is basically zooming into a part of it. And what happens to my image? If I shoot really big and I put it in something really small, what does that allow me to do? If I shoot something really big and I put it into a small timeline, I can zoom in on the image and not lose any resolution and not lose any quality. But what happens if I take something small and I put it in a really big sequence? So I shoot something in 1080 and I put it in a 4K sequence. What's going to happen? It's going to show up small in the image, right? Yeah. So let's imagine I shot this smaller. Well, it's going to show up that big in my timeline. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to scale it to fit my timeline, right? Yes. So What happens if you take something small and you zoom in? I gotta say, we zoomed in 600% essentially, and that image is still pretty decent, right? Like it's not as pixelated as I was hoping for the dramatic effect. And that's because we're dealing with a really high level camera, but we can see, I'm trying to get to your watch, I promise. All right, we can start to see that at this point, if we zoom in, and we're probably what now, we're almost 2000% into the image here. We definitely are seeing pixels. And now if we play it,
really cool. I think when we're looking at all like the schematic,
this is less dramatic than I had hoped it to be. But my point is, guess what we can do? What do you think I'm trying to imply that we should do to fix this image? Yes, let's recompose our shot by turning this two shot into, all learn framing. What is this shot?
Crosscut.
MCU.
Oh, that too.
A medium close-up, okay? Remember, here, let's do the framing exercise really quick. I'm going to use my hand tool to help us out. Is it not working? Why aren't you working? Okay. All right. All right, everybody, if we're composing it like this, what is this shot? A what? Close up. Great. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm using effect control over here, and I'm playing with the position and the scale. The position is the X and Y axis, which represent up and down, and allow me to recomposite my shot. What type of shot is this? ECU, great, okay. Since Nathan is the only one who's passed so far, we're going to, he's the only one that's turned it in. Were you going to turn anything in this class?
Yeah,
Okay, good. Oh, really? All right. Again, what is this? What is this shot? Yeah, MCU. Remember, medium close-ups, chest up. And then if we look at this shot, what type of shot is this? A wide, we see their feet, Phil. A wide is the whole body. This is a medium, right? Medium. It's a medium wide? No. It's a medium, but it's also got another. What else would you call this shot? A two shot. Yes. This is a two shot, not a required shot, but you have two subjects. You're framing it so that the two subjects are included. Okay, so now let's watch this edit.
I thought it was like really cool. All right, so you tried out the VR today. What'd you think about it? I thought it was like really cool. I think when we're looking at all like the schematics and you're just looking at like these 2D projections of each of the rooms and each of like what the whole building looks like.
What do we think of that edit? Hmm?
That was okay. A little jumpy. All right, so you tried out the VR today. What'd you think about it? I thought it was like really cool. I
think that's a more natural edit. Now, yes, when you're changing your composition of your shot, it's always going to be a little jumpy, but this is a more natural edit. This is a straight cut. So this is just an edit. And we're not, technically those would be jump cuts. There's no transition other than the two images put next to each other. That is an edited. So if you take two single images and put them next together and they're not similar framing, that's a jump cut, right? Also, the other type of edit that I want you to pay attention to is, remember, we cleaned up our audio. This is going to be on the final. Let me tell you right now. And this is a great example. So looking at this clip, if I pull these clips apart. Okay, great. If we look at this edit right here, this edit right here is the audio is longer than the video. What type of edit is that? If you hear audio before you see the video, who knows the name of that type of edit? I'll give you a hint. It's a letter and then the word cut. I'll give you a hint. Is it a J, an A? What else are we guessing? J. Phil's right. It's either a J or an L. How do you know what it is? You ever do that thing where you're like, is this my right or left? My left hand. You put up your fingers and go, oh, L. So this is my left hand, right? That's how you remember right and left. We all do that, right? Left and right. Well, that's when you're learning, kids. But guess what? If you do your right hand, it's not an L, it's a J. And remember, we talk about the videos on top and the audios on bottom. So looking at this image alone, is this an L or is this a J? It's a J. Look, audio on the bottom comes first. So if you're looking at a J with your hands, right? Like put up your right hand and make it into a J, right? Am I doing that right? Yeah. Okay. J goes that way. So this is a J, right? That looks like a J to you. Yeah. This is a J. So if the bottom comes first, that means audio's first and then video. So then this edit, we can make it so that the video comes in first and then the audio, which is the opposite of J is what letter? L. So know that. That's going to help you on the final. We'll review it later on, what an L cut is and what a J cut is. Is the camera on? I'm sharing my screen right now, but I can't really see my, oh, here we go. Ooh. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, thank you. All right, J's and L's, everybody. J's in the chat. All right, we are reaching, you know what? It is 4:20 right now, or it's, oh no, I'm going to go till 4:20 and then we'll go into lab and give everyone opportunities to, oh, look, I like all the people saying J's and L's. Thank you. I will tell you Zoomers though, please, please just yell next time. Just shout, yell. You could have helped all these people in class who were struggling with J's and L's. Okay. So basically I'm gonna edit for another 8 more minutes and then I'm gonna say lab time so everyone can finish their assignments and Nathan can sit back and laugh at everybody and say, I finished this, so I'm gonna start working on my next project, which by the way, if you wanna know, the next project is dialogue list piece. I need you to make me a short film without any dialogue, which essentially Nathan did in Nathan's framing assignment. Was it is a story without any dialogue, really, except because he did cheat. He used dialogue, which was the word later. That is dialogue. And we'll talk about more next week, getting into the assignment. It's a really fun one. I'll show you a lot of fun examples. You didn't win a Gabby, but you got into, Maston made a film last semester that made it into the film showcase for this assignment. The fall showcase is just an honor to get stuff shown. And Maston's piece runs in the cafeteria like 10 times a day. So yeah. Have you ever seen it? I walk, huh? Oh, Doc, the president, did you hear that, Maston? the president of the college, Dr. Avila, watched Maston's dialogueless piece that you got 100 points and extra credit for getting in the showcase. So I'm telling you, anything that you turn in this class, if I think it's showcase worthy, I'll send it to Grant and then he and I'll decide whether or not. But I will tell you that getting into the spring showcase this semester will be hard because we have the longest short film ever produced at Gab will play in this showcase. If it makes it, well, it's gonna be worth it. What we've seen of it already is it's pretty amazing. So and a lot of our students are in it, but this is of course Devil's Game. Tony dies in it. Spoiler alert. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Is there any questions or comments so far?
We're looking at.
So really the way that I'm doing this like amazingly slow comparatively because I'm talking through everything I'm doing. But realistically, when I'm editing this, I go through and I almost won't even watch the piece. I will zoom in and look for big silences. So, and big silences are like, oh, look at this dead air right here. I'm going to cut out this dead air because I'm assuming this is where Aiden stops talking and where John will ask the next question.
Looking at all like this.
Oh, it wasn't. It was a big amount of silence though here. And look, if we go in and out and we look, it looks big because we're zoomed in, but that's 13 frames. It's half a second of silence. And I'm going to tell you in your finished piece, that can be deadly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just edit this part out. Let's edit this out and let's slam this together. There'll be a jump cut.
Looking at all like the schematics and you're just looking at all like the schematics.
Okay. The only thing I don't like about it is I think I clipped, which means I trimmed the audio too close. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to drag this out a little bit. I'm going to turn my snapping off so I can drag the whole thing. Oh, look, one frame right there. All right, let's hear it now and see if it sounds fine.
Looking at all like the schematics and you're just looking at like these two. Looking at all like the schematics and
it fits it. I think if we have audio. Now we talked about our video transitions. Phil, what do we do with audio? Is there audio transitions? Is there an audio wipe? Our audio transitions are like a dissolve with our audio, right? It's a fade between one another. We're going to crossfade. I'm going to use constant power, which means constant power is an equal amount of really. There's 3 options for fades in Premiere, and each one is just the fade arc is what's different about it. And what I'm going to do is I just dropped again. If I double click on my fade here, it's going to tell me that it's a second long. Let's hear what happens with a second dissolve.
Looking at all like the schematics and you're just looking at like these 2D projections of each of the. I think when we're looking at all like the schematic,
you can't even hear it, right? It actually kind of works perfect. That was not my intent. I thought it was going to be a mistake. So let me make it longer to show you what I was trying to.
Cool. I think when we're looking at all like the schematics and you're just.
So you're hearing the dissolve. So it's slight echo. I thought at a second, I thought we were going to have to make it like 15 frames, but.
Looking at all like the schematics and you're just looking at like these 2D projections.
But here's what I'm going to tell you right now. Why would I go through and waste the time to cut out all the silences and ums and likes on my subject? It can make an impact, but why?
Because when you just weave in different parts of it, it just kind of makes it feel less high quality.
I think it's more work, and it's a more of like a lazy editor if you're just going to let the person have the whole piece. But what else can it do to the person? Makes them sound smoother, smarter. like if they're an expert, but they pause and think, and it's like, oh, so why'd you murder the person? And then the person's like, and you leave all that in. Sometimes you can edit those in and make people look bad as well, right? So editors have a lot of control. You can take the same footage and make someone look guilty or make someone look innocent based off of just the exact same footage and how it's edited and what type of music you put under it. Like for example, music and edits all really affect everything. Like if we took my Nico piece and just changed it to like a different song, it would give us, instead of like, All-Star just inherently makes it a joke, right? But if we put like dramatic music and change the tone, we could make it a horror movie. You ever see the edits on YouTube where it's like Mary Poppins, but it's a horror film, right? They change the music and change the color temperature. Or it's The Shining, but it's a sitcom. Those are all things that are there. You did? All right. Go ahead.
I thought you were just gonna cut me off. Keep going. I made like this version of it was like this trailer for Friday the 13th if it was a summertime rom-com.
Yeah, and that's the power of editing. Okay, we're going to go into lab now because I have reached my max capacity of talking for 2 hours straight. But what that means is those of you here, why don't you film your framing exercises, which are due on Wednesday? And if you're at home, you can absolutely do all the framing exercises at home. Or you can pause and ask me questions. But right now, I'm going to end the recording. So everyone who didn't attend either the Zoom or the, oh, you know what? Before I end the recording, I do want to say one last thing. I'm caught up on Canvas through the first week and through, so for all the participation. I will catch up this week for the next week, but if just always check your grades. If I accidentally don't mark you here and you're like, hey, I was here, I was the reporter in Gab TV News, John, I'll probably remember that. But if you were in the Zoom and I accidentally forgot to mark you absent, just message me and let me know. But again, if you're not in the Zoom and you're not here in class, you're not participating. So maybe later. So you need to participate by commenting on the discussion threads. And if you don't feel confident that you participated enough, feel free to jump in. All of you first week, everybody here participated, got credit. I think everyone's good. I'm just saying, if you feel like you didn't participate enough, all you have to do is talk about the prompts in each week. Does that make sense? I feel like I said it weird, but okay, good. I'm stopping the record now.